Welcome to National Parks with the New States, where we show you 5 must-visit spots in national parks all across the United States.
Today we're taking you through Everglades National Park, home to one of the most diverse ecosystems in the country, plus the only place on the planet where you will find both alligators and crocodiles. We've visited Everglades National Park twice in the past 2 years and find something new to explore each time. Located 50 miles southwest of Miami, Florida, Everglades is the third largest national park in the lower 48 and covers more than 2,000 square miles. It was the first national park dedicated with the sole purpose of preserving biodiversity and is also a designated World Heritage Site and an International Biosphere Reserve. Safe to say, it's a pretty special place. We're going to cover a few of our favorite things to do at Everglades, and we've mapped out all these great spots on Roadtrippers. It's an awesome way to plan out your route and make sure you're hitting all the can't miss activities. Most of Everglades is very remote with limited cell service. There's no fuel in the park and only a handful of locations for basic supplies and snacks, so make sure you come with a full tank, lots of water, and food. Even in the milder winter weather, humidity and bugs are always a factor. However, the cooler temperatures of winter and early spring make it a great time to migrate south for a visit and offer the most amount of activities and ranger-led programs. Just be sure to bring bug spray, sunscreen, and layers. There are several campsites to choose from at Everglades. One of our favorite places to stay is Flamingo Campground.
About 38 miles into the park, so it's kind of cool because we'll get a nice lay of the land and get to scope out some of the park before we get to the campground.
Flamingo is an area that offers not only tent and RV camping, but also eco tents, houseboats, and a soon-to-open hotel with an on-site restaurant. Another option for RV or tent camping is closer to the park entrance at Long Pine Key. There are over 100 sites, but come prepared. Long Pine Key is dry camping, meaning there are no electric hookups here. Some consider the Flamingo section of Everglades to be the southernmost point in the continental US, and at the so-called end of the world, you'll find our first pick in the top 5 things you should do. This is where a lot of the action is, and a place you'll want to spend a good amount of your time. The iconic Flamingo Visitor Center here has been closed for 5 years after it suffered significant damage from Hurricane Irma, but it will soon welcome guests through its doors once again. The massive renovation will feature a brand new visitor center, interactive and educational exhibits like a life-size manatee, tarpon, and other wildlife displays, as well as the history of the area, including the historic town of Flamingo. Flamingo is right on the water, so it's easy access to explore the wet side of the Everglades. You can rent a kayak and really choose your own adventure.
As soon as we left, the ranger said, "I don't want to alarm you, but there was just a 12-foot crocodile here and she's in the water now. She won't do anything, but just be aware."
Or sit back and relax as you take in the sights and wildlife on the guided boat tours, where a naturalist will narrate your tour and give you some great insight into the plants and aquatic life of the area. Speaking of wildlife, one of the best ways to try and sneak a peek at gators or birds is on one of the many boardwalk trails.
These elevated boardwalks are great because not just they keep your feet dry, but also makes it accessible to anybody.
There are several trails that have similar elevated boardwalks and can give you a whole different experience in terms of environment. Check out the cypress trees and even walk through a pine forest. Yes, you heard that right. And that's part of what makes Everglades National Park so special, is that there are all of these diverse ecosystems just within a couple of miles from each other. And unlike some of the amazing parks out west that are known for like those beautiful vistas and the big mountains, this one you really have to immerse yourself and peel back the layers to truly appreciate it. Talk to the rangers, take a boat tour, get out on a kayak. That is when you will see what a gem Everglades National Park is. Another can't miss area of the park is back towards the entrance at the Royal Palm Visitor Center. Here you'll find the Anhinga Trail, which is also a boardwalk trail, and the Gumbo Limbo Trail. Plus, there are often daily scheduled ranger talks, and this is another great way to learn about the park and another great place to try and see gators.
This alligator count 5, and this one is super close to the trail. The ranger said you're supposed to keep a 15-foot distance. This is about 3 feet.
I know. Oh my gosh, hello. Everglades National Park has an area called Shark Valley, which is northwest of the rest of the park. And while there are no shark sightings here, it is definitely worth a visit. Well, that was one of the best wildlife tours that we have taken. We saw, I think, almost 50 alligators and incredible, beautiful birds. It was so well done. If you come out to Shark Valley, I highly recommend either taking the tour or renting a bike and getting out on the trail. I mean, that is the highlight of this area, and it is incredible. We saw dozens of alligators here on the tram tour, which takes you on the 15-mile loop road with a stop at the observation tower. You can also walk or bike the trail depending on how much time you have. Many people come to the Everglades for all the wildlife and those epic alligator sightings. But did you know there's a Nike missile base housed within the park?
You might be wondering why we're parked along the side of the road, and that's because we're about to caravan to a Nike missile site. You see, Everglades is one of the few national parks that also has a historic element to it.
Ranger-led tours of this site are offered December through March and are certainly worth the 1.5 hours you spend learning about this fascinating piece of history. The missile base was constructed and hidden in plain sight during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
We've officially entered the restricted area. We just followed Ranger Daniel down to where they used to house all of the Nike missiles, and we're going to go check those out.
The National Park Service has helped to maintain the site, which is virtually the same as when it shut down back in 1979.
So if you come and do this tour, you'll see the old barracks. You will actually get to come downrange to where they housed the missiles, and all of the soldiers that were working here couldn't even tell their fellow soldiers back at the barracks what it was that they were doing here. So it really was completely top secret, even for the people who were stationed here.
And a bonus must-do when you're in the Everglades area is to grab a bite to eat just outside the park. There's a great brewery nearby which has craft beer and delicious food. And you can't come here without stopping by the famous Robert is Here fruit stand that has grown into a tourist destination, featuring exotic fruits and vegetables grown right here on their property. Another big draw are the made-to-order smoothies and milkshakes, which were delicious.
Mine is banana mamey and coconut. I've never had mamey before, and I asked the guy what it tasted like, and he said pumpkin pie and
something cheesecake?
Yeah.
It was a very weird answer.
What I can tell you is it's really good.
And make sure you visit the animal farm with dozens of turtles, goats, ducks, and more. Make sure to check out our Roadtrippers map to help you plan your own Everglades National Park adventure. Thanks so much for watching.